All right, we're back out in the field with Berning Farms. We're in the midst of wheat harvest, and we're riding along with Austin Beaver. Hey, Austin.
How are you?
Doing good. How about you?
Not bad.
Austin is in the brand new John Deere 790 combine. It's been in the field almost you guys have used it a little bit yesterday, all day today so far. But literally, this is the second day for this combine with Berning Farms, correct?
Yep, we got 171 acres on it.
Okay.
We're breaking it in, by God.
Well, yesterday I was riding with John. There's a lot of talk between his old combine and this combine, and similar performance depending on who the operator is. I won't go into a lot of detail, but tell us about it. What are some of the, you have quite a few hours on a combine overall with your time here at Berning Farms. What's your initial thoughts on it?
I do think that it's basically close to an 80 cleaning capacity wise and stuff. I did hear that it might have more elevator to take more in and get it up in the grain tank faster, bigger elevators or paddles or whatever you want to call them. But it does have some more power, I can tell you that. I'm running 5.3 right now in probably 60, 70 bushel wheat pretty easily. And it's not a problem with a 36-foot shellboard head on it. So.
Have you had any, as you've used it the last day or so, have you had any instances where you get in some wheat where you have to slow down or?
Well, when I was first giving it a shot, when I was going with it, we were in some 100 bushel wheat, and it
moaned
talked,
a little bit.
Yeah, I made her talk, and I was like, okay, maybe I'm not in that big of a combine.
And what happens when you start to load it down? Is the RPM over here, does it drop?
It'll drop down, and then you got the kilowatt gauge, which they all have. It gets up there in the yellow and towards the red, and I was like, hey, that's pretty much.
Okay, and so whenever that happens, that's the operator's sign that you're pushing too much material through the combine?
You can hear it. I didn't get very far. I took off, and I was just going along, not paying attention, and then all of a sudden I was like, whoa, we got some wheat in there.
Can you plug a combine with the shell-borne stripper heads?
Oh yeah, if you just got after it and gotten some wet wheat and just started sending it back there, it's still possible.
Okay.
Not as hard as it is corn or milo, but it's still possible.
Have you noticed as you're working with other guys here in the field, have you noticed you're kind of outpacing them a little bit, or have you had to slow down a little bit?
Yep. The other guys are running, I don't know, I would say probably 4.8, 5 mile an hour, and I said I'm only going 5.4 right now, which I could be pushing it a little too much too, but you can tell it goes nice, and you don't really actually know this hydro cell